On 13th April 1970, the Apollo 13 spacecraft suffered a catastrophic malfunction while en route to Moon, leaving three astronauts, Jim, Jack, and Fred, stranded in the space. Let's find out more onto the fact. So in this video, we are gonna talk about one of the most memorable experience in space exploration in human history, the Apollo 13 mission.
Apollo 13 should be out of blackout at this time. We're standing by for any reports of Orion acquisition.
Say they just don't understand what went wrong with the system. They can't find anything that points to a malfunction in the fuel cell itself, but they don't really have any other explanation either.
We're now coming to the moment, the last moments of Apollo 13 as it comes in, as it begins its re-entry. The best thing we can do now is just to listen and hope.
Chapter 1 Background on the Apollo program. In the year 1961, President John F. Kennedy challenged the United States to put a man on the moon before the end of the decade, and the Apollo program was born. It was a program that would make this dream as reality. The Apollo 13 was the seventh manned program in the Apollo mission, and it was launched on 11th April 1970. The goal of this mission was to take the astronauts to Moon and return them back safely on Earth. Chapter 2 The Incident. After 2 days of launch, on April 13, the things went wrong in the mission. The crew was Jim Lovell, Jack Haggard, and Fred Haise. They were on their way to the moon when they heard a loud explosion in the service module of the spacecraft. The explosion caused the loss of power and oxygen, so the crew were forced to abandon the landing on the moon. Now, the focus was on surviving for the rest of the mission. Chapter 3 Holding Up. The next few days were very tense for the astronauts while the mission control team was working to get the crew back home safely. While the people around the world were having their close eye on the space rescue operation, the astronauts were having very limited resources with them for the survival. Hence, the mission control team has to work very quickly and creatively get solution to the problem that arise. Chapter 4 The Survival. The Apollo 13 astronauts has to improvise and conserve the resources as they were stranded in the space for more than 3 days. Some things that they did to ensure their survival are: Number 1. Conserving power. The astronaut had to turn off the many non-essential systems on the spacecraft to save the power. Number 2. Controlling temperature. The astronaut had to wear the spacesuit and also use blanket to regulate their body temperature, as the damaged electrical system in the aircraft made it very difficult to control the temperature inside. Number 3. Breathing. The astronaut had to conserve oxygen and has to rely on the lunar module supply of oxygen, as there was explosion in the service module, so there was very limited supply of oxygen. Number 4. Staying hydrated. The astronaut had to carefully manage their water supply, as that were also limited. Point 5. Navigation. They have to use the lunar module's navigation system to maneuver the aircraft back to the Earth. This requires very precise calculation and also very precise burn of the module engine. Chapter 5 The Return Journey. The astronaut of Apollo 13 mission returned to the Earth using the combination of lunar module and command module. Here is the brief overview of the step involving in the return. Number 1. Re-entry into the Earth. The lunar module with the astronauts inside detached from the service module that was damaged and lit up their engine to follow the trajectory back to the Earth. Number 2. Splashdown. The lunar module was designed to enter the Earth atmosphere and land into the ocean. So the astronaut had to wait until they were close enough to the Earth to eject from the module and for the recovery team to pick them up. Number 3. Recovery. The lunar module splashed down into the Pacific Ocean on April 17, 1970. The astronauts were quickly recovered by the team of Navy SEALs and helicopters. Chapter 6 Conclusion. This is a story of adversity, teamwork, and bravery bravery in the situation of life-threatening crisis. The astronauts and the mission control team worked together, and they were very mindful while solving the problems to get the astronauts back to their home. If you like this video, do consider giving the thumbs up to the video and subscribe to our channel for more such content. Did you know that the next trillionaire of the world would be the one who mines on asteroid? If not, check out this video over here. That's it for today, guys. See you in the next one. Take it easy.